Hey guys, it's Lauren Yates from Rave It Up here, and today we have the privilege to be with Facundo Gimenez from Cirque du Soleil here in the big top tent in Sydney. Thank you so much for sitting down with us. I know you're so busy, such a big act in the show, but thank you for sitting down with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for coming here, visiting us. And yes, we are here. And
we're right in front of the stage, guys. Isn't that so exciting?
We asked a week, can we?
We needed the permission.
Yeah, and they allowed us, so that's cool to have this set up. And
good, no rehearsals or anything, so we won't be having people in the background. That would be cool though, having people just do tricks behind us.
Jumping in the back.
In the net above us. Now, since this is your first time on the show, we'd actually love to get to know you a little bit better and start from the beginning, if that's okay, of your career, to find out all the hard work that was involved to become the success you are today. So I did hear that you come from a family of artists. Mm-hmm. So what did your family do? Were they in the circus arts as well?
Yeah, my parents, they were dancers. My dad was a folkloric dancer and a football player. He decided to be a dancer, and he ran away with the circus, Tiani Circus, one of the biggest circus in that moment in South America. And then he met my mom. You know, he did an audition. She also ran away with the circus. They got in love, and so they started touring around Latin America. And then they have 2 girls, 2 kids, 2 boys. So we are four siblings. And then we grew up in a circus.
And everyone's kind of just doing the same thing?
Yeah, my dad bought a circus. Then the company broke, bankrupt. And then it's when we decided to become artists. So I was 9 years old, and I was choosing, what I want to do. I started dancing malambo. It's also the folkloric dance that my dad used to dance with percussions, boleadoras, kind of like the cowboys from Argentina.
Wow.
A native dance. And then I started doing trapeze, aerial trapeze, and then I did clown. So I started with that when I was 9 to 12. And then little by little started becoming more and more getting in love with the clown and the comic and the humor.
So your family must be so proud that you're in Cirque du Soleil now.
They know how hard it was to be persistent and work hard and being professional year with year and getting better and getting out of the circus, traditional circus, and learn different techniques of acting, going to theater school, and that and the road. And the road sometimes could be hard, you know. Mm-hmm. You're new in each city and arriving to a new town and asking for like theater classes and stuff like that could be hard, but in the end, everything pay off.
Yeah. So you did start off as a circus clown and trapeze artist, as you mentioned, at like the age of 9. That's like nice and early. Did you choose trapeze as kind of like, just a plan B in case the clown didn't work out, or did you have to choose something else as well?
When you're a kid, you're exploring. And
trying everything.
My dad told us, do whatever you want, just not do aerial acts.
Because they don't want you to hurt yourself and fall down?
What would all the kids did? Aerial acts. My brother was a strap artist, my sister a Spanish web, aerial Spanish web, and my sister aerial hoop.
Wow. So well, trapeze is still up there too, so they've kind of just had to live with it.
Yeah, totally. So, and then he accepted, he support us. It was just a little by little, was more comfort. I fall a few times. I was working with no net.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And that time, like, I'm talking about like 25 years ago, I don't know, now we try to take all being more meticulous and take care of every little detail. And that time we were more like a risky people and more in Latin America and traditional circus. And then I used lunge, but lunge didn't like much. So and when I was 16, 17, I quit. And I just dedicate my life to the clown.
Yeah. So you're kind of enjoying a bit of a break now in
Totally.
Curious, just doing clown?
Yeah. My body...
You're saying thank you?
Yes, totally. It's being an acrobat is something that takes a lot of effort, and if you are in pain, you have to keep stretching, keep relaxing, maintain your food, your diet, it's non-stop. It's a very hard career. This is why I respect so much everyone that works with me.
It's one of those things you can't stick with forever as well. As you get older, you need to retire earlier and
Well,
kind of
it's
maybe
kind of
be
like
behind the
like an
scenes.
acrobat will do it. You know, if being an acrobat is one thing, but here you become an artist. So it's not just the tricks that you will do technically; it's also how you will sell it.
You're putting
and
a show on.
Yes. So here, and as a lot of people that come from traditional acrobatics or like gymnastic, and they learn how to move better and how to interpret different roles and different characters, and how to move more as an artistic expression. So in the end, the life of an acrobat can live longer, I feel.
Yeah.
And then you have all this second plans that could be coaching other people, and your experience start like passing on to other people.
Just be behind the scenes of it all.
Yeah.
Well, I did recently watch that fantastic documentary on YouTube of your life and your career, and you did mention that, you know, when you're a clown, you're kind of playing your pure essence as a child, like bringing out that inner child. How do you really get into that character, like before each show? Do you kind of use, you know, a bit of your makeup time to get into that and kind of strip away from that being an adult?
We do this ritual, all of us. I think we're 52 artists now, or 40,
Wow.
48, I don't know, this between 46 and 52 normally. We all have this time before the show of doing our makeup, putting the costume, stretching, relaxing, warming up, and I think that is already a preparation. And by doing so many shows, we are doing now 2,000 shows.
Wow. Congrats.
Just with KURIOS. That was like last week. So after so many repetitions, your mindset is there. So for me now, before going to the stage, I just snap my fingers, you know, I touch my forehead, do my habits, and as soon as I arrive to the stage, I am allowed to get in that mind state.
Yeah.
For sure, getting older is easier, and I'm more used to it, more experienced, right? Yeah.
Because you also mentioned, like, you're so exposed out there too. Like, that's the most important part of being a clown. Especially for us adults, like, you know, as a kid, it's so much easier for them just to be so exposed and say the silliest things and act silly. But as an adult, I think we become so quite embarrassed, and we, you know, worry about too much what other people think.
Yeah.
Has that been something was hard for you in the beginning to kind of get rid of? And
I think because I started so early in my life doing clown, that everything was a transition very smooth. Because almost I never stopped being on stage as a clown.
it's just like it was meant to happen for you.
Yeah.
You're meant to do it.
But I have to say that I'm becoming more mature in my life, and sometimes we have this reflex of trying to protect ourselves, you know, and not be embarrassed, not being weak on your life. And that's totally the opposite of what you want in clown. You want to be weak, you want to fail, you want to expose yourself, and that's the beauty of the philosophy of clown, that you will show your fragility to the people, and then is when the people connect with you.
Yeah.
And create that empathy that always the weak guy, the weak actor will win.
Yeah, and then you become our favorite character on stage. We're like, yes, we want him to come back out.
Yeah. And then you're celebrating the mistakes.
Yeah, being human.
Yes,
being human.
Totally.
I love that.
So it's kind of a feeling of accepting, you know, that things can go wrong, and what could be the most ridiculous way to get the solution of it, or the best size of it.
Yeah, so it must have become like more like your comfort zone now. You're comfortable being a clown, and you don't even think twice about it.
Yeah, actually, when I encourage myself every show to take risks, because also with the repetition can happen that you become a little bit mechanic. You know, you're running the act from point A to point B, and then you forget to enjoy that moment and savor the timing and the movement and the sound and what is around you. So I try to encourage myself every show to remind that.
Well, my favorite part of the show is when you usually bring like a girl on stage, sit on the couch, and then he pretends to be all these different animals, and it is hilarious. Don't want to ruin it for everybody, like what animals he does and how he does it, but good job. Like,
thank you.
Incredible. And it's still something to this day. Like, I came the day after opening night, and I still remember it to this day.
That's
so
great.
I thought you would be like feeling embarrassed by doing all that, but
I mean, I encourage myself to feel embarrassed.
How do you like not laugh doing that too? Because like we're all laughing our heads off, and so is the girl usually.
I think you can enjoy as an actor. There's something that you learn with the years of it's like modeling and playing with the volumes of expressing, non-expressing, retaining. Make it a big movements, small movements, and that is a physical, emotionally, and mentally also. So you become more like a master of moving those volumes.
Yeah.
So I think that could be maybe the explanation why I cannot hold the laugh, or it's very rare that I
crack up,
and lose it up. In that way.
Yeah, you're an actor. You're getting into the zone.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite part of Cirque du Soleil too, especially
I
for you?
I learned to love the character, and each part of the character have a different layer. For example, one of the hardest part for me is the beginning of the show. It's a short speech where I present the show, but I have to be very sharp in my movements and what I said, because it's that we are talking also about the rules. Like, you cannot smoke, you cannot record, you cannot if it's something, an emergency happen on the big top, relax.
The
that
exits,
the staff will help you. It's 10 doors around
so
the
important.
Grand Chapiteau. So you have to be very precise, but also need to be. People need to feel that it's the first time that you're very emotional about that this is the first time that will happen. So you're talking about the audience from your heart.
Yeah, this is not the 2000th show. This is the first show for you guys. Yeah,
exactly. So that's the beginning, is being very, very true, and don't screw up the text. And then second act. Is the chaos synchro, is where you have it's more relaxed and you warm up more with everyone around you. Then the third one is the invisible circus, where you have to be very precise and your
with the sounds
and the sound, and project your voice to sell the invisible circus, make them imagine, really believe in those invisible midgets around and the invisible lion. So it's not just that you're pretending that you see the invisible lion. You really need to see it and feel the invisible lion. So I think that way people can really see it, and it's wow, I don't know, 52 years old, and I come from the office, with my problems or problems at home, and I come here and just forget everything. I'm seeing invisible artists.
You're turning the 52-year-old into like a 5-year-old again, because then we can actually go back to how we saw the world as a kid. And
then we have the other act that is becoming a dog and fighting with a gramophone. That's a short one, a simple one. And then we have the big piece physical routine, that is the comic act, the one from the couch. And that's more interactive with the audience. But it's very, very physical. It's where I present the T-Rex, the cat, and the bird. So physically, it's exhausted. So each part, each layer of the role have different skills. So I think I can say I like it all.
Yeah, well, we love it all too. That's the great thing about Cirque du Soleil. We all get something out of it. Doesn't matter what age we are, where we're from, what gender we are, anything like that. It's amazing. Quickly, I want to go into like a more serious topic, because you do have the job of making everyone happy and making us laugh as a clown, but do you make sure you kind of take that time to look after yourself as well, especially in mental health? Because I think ever since Robin Williams passed away, that it kind of really woke us up to the fact that comedians have to look after themselves too. Totally. Even though they're making everyone else laugh, are they making themselves happy as well?
Well, if you go into like the comedy world, it's kind of known that the comedians could sometimes forget about themselves. But I think my family support me a lot. My wife. I have a baby coming,
congrats.
Thank you. In 1 month, I'm super happy with Cirque du Soleil is how they support my personal life too, because they will give me a paternity leave.
Oh, good.
So I will be away for almost.
So I'm guessing they're not here, are they?
No, it's Mexico. I'm from Argentina, but my wife is Mexican. Is where we decided to be our home base, and so.
So as soon as you get that call, you're going to go over.
Yes, exactly. I'm so thankful.
Yeah.
So, and I totally believe that if I maintain my mind in a positive state, good things keep coming in my life. So that's where I want to be. Sometimes could be it's up and downs. But I try to work and being positive and not see much the difficult parts of being on tour. That could be you are far away from your country, from your family, from your close friends, and etc. But then I want to be focused on the good things that I have around me. Like being working with so many professional artists.
Get to live
a
your
company
dream.
that take care of myself, touring around the world, visiting countries. Actually. Working in Sydney now, I work in all continents.
Wow.
I've been working in 42 countries, I think.
Incredible.
A career of 25 years.
This is what you love to do.
My third Cirque show, Cirque du Soleil show. I did Winged Dralion and now Curious. I've been performing for 5 years, doing the Invisible Circus and English, Japanese, and soon will be another language. I cannot tell much, but.
Hopefully Spanish, that'll make it easy for you.
Señoras y señores, bienvenidos al circo. Muy fácil. So it's just good things.
Yeah.
Just good things, and I'm in a good place.
I think you're really blessed that you come from a family that gets it, because they've all been around performing in circus, and now you've got a lovely wife that can understand that too.
Yeah, and I mean, after my paternity leave, she will come with me on tour with the baby, so that will be great, and I keep doing what I love with my family. So
and then expose the baby to this, and then they'll probably want to get into it too.
Yeah, who knows?
Well, as long as they're doing what they love, right?
Yeah.
Well, before we go, if the people watching today want to contact you or find out what you're up to in the future, where should they go?
No, thank you. Well, if the people want to follow what I do with Cirque, is in my website, facundogimenez.com.
Great website, by the way.
Or Instagram also. We use Instagram, as Facundo Gimenez official. Or also, like, if you just Google like clowns and Cirque, you can find.
You're probably going to find you.
Many people there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll write your name correctly so they know how to write it too. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for coming.
It's been great to hear about all your journey and how you became you on that stage now. And you're welcome on any time. So if in the future you're back in Sydney, let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for everyone watching, make sure to buy your tickets for Cirque du Soleil KURIOS right now. They're here until late December. Don't want to miss it. I want to see it again, so that's saying something. But for now, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!